Today we will be talking about the surface area of pyramids and cones. In our previous lesson we discussed the surface area of regular prisms and cylinders. So these are closely related. But once again, it is another formula. So once we know the formula, we can just plug in the numbers where they're supposed to go. So the surface area, we're going to just look at a pyramid here. The surface area is the sum of the area of the base, in this case it's a square, and then all of the lateral faces. So the lateral area. In a cone it is the same thing. It is the area of this circular base and the area of this lateral area. So let's look at first a pyramid. We've talked about the base and the height of a pyramid. So the base is obviously what sits on the table. And the height is if I took a point right in the center and drew it right up through the center to the top vertex. That's the height. We're going to learn another term right now. It is called slant height. So obviously when we have a pyramid, we have a slanted area that goes up to this vertex. If we drew a line, a perpendicular line to the base, up to the vertex. Mine doesn't look exactly right, but it looks pretty close. That is called the slant height. And that is what we need to find our lateral areas. So our general surface area is the area of the base plus the sum of the lateral sides. Now, in this case, we have a square, so it's just base times height. That's easy to find. Now, the lateral area, in this case, is, we use the perimeter of the base. So, the slant height, or the surface area is the base plus the lateral faces. And that is 1/2 base times the slant height. A cursive lowercase l is the slant height. So, oops, I meant the perimeter. 1/2 times the perimeter times the slant height. So, let's look at an example. Say in this pyramid, we had a 5 by 5 square. 5 by 5. Our lateral area, our slant height here, let's say that is 8. So in this diagram, it is 8. In this diagram, if I were to slice open all of these edges and fold it out, it would look something like this. So my base is 5 times 5. Now I'm going to use this formula to get the area, the sum of all of these triangles. Okay, so the perimeter is the perimeter of that base. 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. So I have 1/2 times 20 times the slant height of 8. Now if I use that formula, 5 times 5 is 25. Then I have 1/2 of 20, which is 10, times 8 is 8. So I have 25 plus 80, 105 square units. And it is just using that formula with the information that we have. Now, a cone. Now, since we're working with circles, we have pi, and we need to have a radius. So we know that this is the radius, that little line that I drew. You may not be able to see that. There it is. The slant height is merely a perpendicular line that goes up the side all the way to the vertex. So, the same formula, surface area equals the area of the base plus the lateral area. So surface area, the area of the circle is pi r squared. We know that. Okay. Then we have this lateral, or the slant height in the lateral face. And what that is, we are adding pi times the radius times the slant height. Okay, let's do one of these. Let's say our radius is 4 and our slant height is 6. All we are going to do is plug this into this formula. So for pi, we're used to using 3.14 radius squared. So 4 times 4, I'll just put 4 squared. And we have pi, 3.14 times the radius, 4 times the slant height, 6. Now this is where we need to use our calculator. So this right here, the area, the approximate area of the base, 4 squared is 16 times 3.14. It's 50.24. And now we are going to calculate this. 3.14 times 4 times 6. 75.36. When I add those together, we get 80.6 units. So all it is using another formula. Do I expect you to memorize that? No. But we need to know how to use that. So now we need to go and practice.